Hello. In this session, we're going to look at social media. There's a lot of social media platforms out there, so I can't look at every single one of them. So today we're going to focus on Facebook, and we're going to do that because it's a really easy social media platform for you to get to grips with. It's been around for a long time, and a lot of people use it. Many of the skills that I'm going to show you today are transferable to other social media, for instance, posting, using hashtags and emojis. We're going to quickly look in Facebook, and I'm going to be using today my Apple iPhone. And I'm going to use an iPhone because most people access social media through their smartphone. But even if you're using an Android, many of the buttons and symbols will be in the same place and they'll look the same. So I wouldn't worry too much if you're using a different device. So let's have a look. I thought it might be useful before we go into Facebook just to look at some of the social media that you might see on a lot of phones because it's already saved and downloaded, and I just thought it might be useful to look at some of the logos so you know what they are. So I have all my social media in one place on my iPhone, so if I just tapped and open up that area there, what you can see here is Twitter, which is a little bird logo, Instagram, which is the sort of looks like a camera on a multicolored background, Facebook, which is a big F, LinkedIn, which is that little IN on a sort of bluish background, Facebook Messenger, which is the sort of lightning symbol over the top of a speech bubble, YouTube, which is the play symbol over the top of a red background, WhatsApp, which is a phone inside a speech bubble, Nextdoor, and then there's Slack. So those are some of the ones that you'll see on quite a few phones. You'll already see sort of things like Facebook, Instagram, maybe LinkedIn and Twitter, and Facebook Messenger already downloaded. WhatsApp is also one that you might see. The other thing I just wanted to show you is that where you can see this sort of little number next to it, the app's logo, so it linked in, the IN, you can see 2 above it. That means that there's 2 notifications. Now, notification is the app's way of letting you know that it thinks something that you might be interested in has happened, or you might need to have a look at something. So if you see a number there, that means that it's sort of telling you that there might be something for you to look at. So that's notifications. Those are the general sort of social media logos you can expect to see on many phones. Let's have a look at Facebook. Right, we're now going to have a look inside Facebook. So I'm just going to press the Facebook logo, and that will open up the app. And this is the home screen. So this is the first screen you'll come to, and it'll look fairly similar to this on any mobile phone that you use. And what we can see here is at the top it says Facebook. Then just looking from sort of top to bottom, we've got a magnifying glass, that's for searching. We're going to have a look at that in a bit more detail in a moment. Facebook Messenger is that lightning symbol, so that's how I'd send a message to a specific person. What's on your mind? That's where I'd make a post. Again, we're going to have a look at that in a little bit more detail in a moment. Then we've got stories and reels. They tend to be short videos that sort of pages and other people that you're following. Facebook thinks that you might be interested in them, and that's why it puts them there. So the stories and reels, and they usually tend to be either short adverts or short videos. And then finally, we've got the feed. So this is your feed, and what we've got here is stuff that Facebook thinks that I'm interested in, and this is from pages that I'm following. So I've got something here from the Tank Museum, and then it thinks that I might be interested in an advert from Ancestry. So this is something quite useful to note. Where you see sponsored, so there's a little 1 hour and then there's a globe, where you can see the word sponsored, that means that it's an advert. So someone's essentially paid to put it in front of you, like advertisement in a newspaper. But ones like this is just a general one. And this is my news feed, so I could scroll up and down this and see things that I might be interested in. Then just looking right at the bottom of the page, we've got home, friends, pages, feeds, notifications, and menu. So now we're just going to have a quick look at each of those. I've pressed on the friends button down here at the bottom. So you can see it's sort of illuminated now when it says friends. So it's just the right of home. And these are people that it thinks that I might be interested in being friends with or who have asked to be my friends. So where it says friend request, I could press confirm or remove. If I press confirm, that means that that person will become my friend. If I press remove, it means that it will essentially sort of delete that request. I then can see people who I might know down here, and Facebook lets me know that that I might know these people, because what it'll do is see how many friends I have in common with that person. If I have a lot of friends in common with that person, then it will suggest that we should become friends, because it will assume that we know each other, but it's making an assumption. If someone asks to be a friend, be careful, because not always, but sometimes people will just request to be your friend and they might not even know you. As I said, if you're unsure or you don't want to be their friend, all you've got to do is click remove, and that will take that request away. I'm going to skip over pages because not many people will use that, and I'm just going to go straight to feeds. Feeds is a really quick way of getting information from just the pages that you follow. And so this is just content from the pages that you follow, and you can see here some of this has already appeared, and this is just some of the pages that I'm following, and this information comes through to me. And this is just a really easy way of seeing this, and it's just simply posts. So this is from a page will make a post to tell you some information, and that will come through to me. Or once again, I can see that I've got some sponsored posts there. I'm now pressing on the notification button at the bottom. Notifications are Facebook's way of letting you know that something interesting has gone on, something that it thinks that I might be interested in. So these notifications have just come through, and basically I can just look and scroll through them just by doing the same way as I do with my feeds. I can see what's going on. Occasionally Facebook will send you an action that needs doing, but generally speaking, usually it's Facebook just letting you know that a page that you're following or a group that you're following, a post or some activity that it thinks you might be interested in. So those are your notifications. Finally, the last button I can press down here at the bottom, it's got my profile picture on it. It says menu. It takes me through to the menu page. I can see some shortcuts here to pages that I've recently visited. And if I scroll down, I can see some of the buttons. Now, in this short sort of introduction, we don't have time to go through all these, but if I click on some of these, it will take me through to information about that specific topic. So pages about pages. If I press the friends one, it will just show me a long list of my friends, and so forth. Some of those you'll never use, some of them you'll use quite a lot. You're not going to do any damage by just pressing some of them and opening them up and seeing what's in them. If I just scroll down further, what I get to is some resources, and also I can access my settings from here, so settings and privacy. One other thing that I thought I'd just mention, because you'll see this come up quite a lot, Facebook has changed its name to Meta. So when you're in Facebook, if you see some things that says Meta, M-E-T-A, that is the sort of company that owns Facebook. That's its new name. So don't be worried about that. What we're going to do next is quickly have a look at settings. I get to my settings by pressing this cog up here at the top, and that opens up my settings page. So I can see profile there, so I can click on and open up my profile settings. And again, in this short introduction, I can't go through all these things, but I'm just showing you where you can access your settings. Then you've got accounts, so personal information, you've got things about ads and posts and stuff, and then security. So this is one bit that you might want to come to every now and again. You can review things in here and look at different settings and make sure that how you want them. So when you first set up Facebook or any social media, it will ask you to make certain decisions and set certain settings. But if you change your mind afterwards, you get into settings by pressing that cog, and you can come in here and change things as need be. So things like, for instance, your password, if you need to change that for whatever reason, that will be in the security and login section.